It's 4:30 in the morning. I've never been in a position like this before. I called out a lot of people for being shady or being accused of many crimes, and last few days I've been getting lots of heat from my own team for bringing Andy Elliott to the stage. Pretty big controversy. We have paid Elliott down payment to speak at our roofing process conference in December, and I'm flying to Phoenix, Arizona in a few hours, going to the airport right now to do the interview with the guy. And as you know me, I'm gonna ask tough questions. I have no idea how it's gonna be. I don't know what kind of persona he is. What you see on Instagram and Facebook, it's one thing, but the person can react. He can be defensive. I've seen Jordan Belfort during the interviews completely going at people, because even if you admit wrongdoings and guilt, you still oftentimes don't like to talk about it when people bring it. I don't know what Elliott is going to do. Is he's going to face it head on and say, ask me anything, or if he's going to ask me not to bring it up. I have no idea, but I know I'm not going to sweep it under the rug. I know we're going to have a real conversation, and my heart is torn because I personally like the guy. And I also cannot take lightly all these allegations, and I have to bring some clarity. So let's jump on that plane, fly to Arizona. It's over a 3-hour flight, 1-day trip. It's going to be a long day, but I'm going to get down to this.
If you're going to work for me, you're going to get a six-pack or you're fired.
I've never done this before.
I use extreme case scenarios because I like to trigger people.
Persecution, courts, testifying. What you went through and how did it go? Like, why did you decide to do it?
Dude, 100% of it is me. And I'm going to tell you why, okay? We're going to be the best. And I'm like, yeah, because I want to be the best.
But as long as you keep screwing people over, I'm going to keep calling you out.
You're going to say what I tell you to say, or I'm going to kill you. I don't want to be perfect. I don't want people to think I'm perfect. I want people to know I messed up then, and I'll mess up again. Not in that way, but I'm going to mess up again.
So thank you for sharing, man.
Yeah, you bet, man. Hey.
All right, we're at Lion's Den today. Super excited about this episode. You guys here for the treat. It's going to be very controversial because I'm going to ask tough questions. But first, I want to share a disclaimer. It's going to be my experience. Not even a couple months, but months ago, we reached out to Andy Elliott and his team, inviting them to speak at our conference. And I promise you, in 5 years, I've never had so much hate coming to me about my speaker choice. So we'll talk about it, but
let's go.
I stand behind it. I absolutely on fire. I mean, I've been here for the past 30 minutes. Here's my experience, guys. I've done conferences for 5 years. I've paid people 3 times the amount that, we're paying your team. Don't raise prices yet. And when I reached out to your team, let me pull it out real quick. I'll share with you this. So on August 21st, pretty much within 2 days, everything was confirmed. I already have a video from you. I've never had it from any speaker, and I've hired many speakers before. Within a couple days, everything was done. By Friday, we wired the money. We agreed on everything. And after that, Chris right here, your assistant, every couple days, Dmitry fired up about your event. Dmitry, so excited to learn from you. Dmitry, so excited you come to our team. This is my personal experience. When I saw this guy on social media, I'm like, he's full of shit. He's all hype. But when it comes to personal experience, you can't fake it. I have 2 experiences in the past 30 days. One with another person who I've seen Facebook ad, reached out, schedule a call. They made me watch 14-minute video, no show, no call, and later schedule a call with the assistant. 2 different experiences. So I've been here for the past hour and a half, and freaking, it's fire. Like, my video guy just told me 20 minutes ago, he said, Dmitry, I feel like my testosterone level is up now.
I love it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, the experience that I have, it's absolutely amazing. But we're going to start with this.
By the way, I appreciate what you said, and that's all intentional. I think that any business that wants to stay in business forever, right, they got to have a care factor and people have to be real. And we're in an era right now where people want to make money and they don't want to make impact. They don't want to change anybody's life and they're not real. So we have a saying in our company, and you can go to this, but I say every day in every meeting, every day. So like 365 days a year, 365 days, I say this: don't be a fraud.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be one way and you're not really that way, I'll throw you through that window. You're out.
Love it.
I just don't want to be around you. Okay. I've been around fake people my whole life, and I decided, and I've changed. I've made a lot of mistakes in the past, and you have to make mistakes to learn lessons to become a better person. And I decided that like, I'm going to be real and I'm going to get better every day. I'm going to self-develop, and I want to be around people on the same mission. And so being real in our company, I want to say something really quick. What's so crazy what you said is how you reach out to people, they don't get back with you. Everybody thinks that they're so good and they've made it, and they forgot why they started. They started to help other people, and people just forget that. And I'm going to tell you, man, you want to make money for a couple days, couple years, that's fine. You just keep doing what you're doing. Okay? Because you're going to do this to enough people and you're out of business. Okay? With us, we want to be like this forever. You know, I love Tony Robbins. He's always been a great guy. You go back 30 years ago, 40 years ago, he was a great guy then. I'm just saying, like, I want to go down with a legacy like that. So just to tell you, that's our mission. That's our goal, is just in a world where people are fake. It's easy to see once you meet them. It's like, damn, man, I shouldn't have met the person I looked up to. Knew that wasn't real. But it's like, there are some real ones though. And when you meet them, it's cool. And by the way, I'm all about culture and team building. It's one of my greatest skills anyways, is building a team. And I want to have a great team around me. If anybody right now is watching this, they want to build something badass, it's all going to come from a team. An individual can be beat, but a team can't be beat.
Love it. And we're going to actually do just that. My channel is known for calling out fake gurus. I'm boxing a guy in January. I called him out publicly for being a fake guru. He got offended. He trains MMA. So this is my character. This is what we do. Give me one second.
Dude, that is super cool. So you're going to box him?
Yeah, we're going to box him January 20th. So I would like to start with this. So actually, I asked my team, I said, Google everything you can find about Andy Elliott, and they did. And we're going to start with this one.
Yeah, let's roll, man.
So,
dig it up. Hey, it's probably worse than they actually said it was. So
probably. So this one here is, first one, it's New York Post. I'm the boss who fires anyone without six-pack abs. I have high standards. I've been working around this office, and honestly, I've been punching people in their stomachs and say, do you have six abs? Do you have six abs? But let's do this test. Would you hire me?
Let's see.
I've never done this before.
Yeah, dude, he's got a six-pack, bro. He's looking good. He would definitely be hired. That's for sure.
But I'm 40, and this got to go away in a couple of years, probably.
Nah, it ain't. Dude, he's going to be like this till he's 90, dude. First of all, dude, and if you're 40 years old, you got the energy of an 18-year-old. Oh. Like, you can tell, like, the people's eyes, most people, when they get older, they get loose eyes and they get tired and they're asleep. Dude, you're alive.
I am alive.
I know.
But what's your test? What's behind this controversy? I just wanted to see if it's real, because, I mean, when New York Post is roasting you and say, I mean, I've got one, 60%, 90% of my team has one. The self-proclaimed, I love this highlights. I mean, look at this. They took your pictures.
Yeah.
They, if you don't take care of yourself, what value is all the success you're creating anyways, Elliott says. So why people, you think, hate you for this message? My lawyer says that I can fire anyone if I don't like color of their eyes. It's not discrimination.
Yeah. So I want to say this. Number one, people don't like the truth anymore.
Sure.
Okay. So like, let's just get that out. Okay. A lot of people get divorced. Okay. Because they can't handle the truth. Okay. Everybody in this world right now is walking around on eggshells because nobody's direct anymore. Imagine this. If I was your buddy and we were really good friends, can I talk to you about something that I didn't like about you or something? I mean, couldn't I? If we're buddies?
Of course.
Because if I couldn't, we weren't really buddies, right?
Of course.
That's what I'm saying.
But do you feel like on social people just want to hear what they want to hear?
Well, that I didn't write that. Clearly the New York Post did. What I said is that I said that anybody on my team, right, they came to work for me. Listen to me. My team, I didn't go hire people on Indeed and say, all right, now if you're going to work for me, you're going to get a six-pack or you're fired. No, my people that come to my company understand that Andy Elliott believes in health before money. He believes in health and his family and God and the brotherhood and the team before money. We believe in taking care of other people before money, but every other company wants money first. See, I'm going to tell you, a lot of people right now, they're chasing success as hard as they can, and they're giving up their health, they're giving up their kids, they're giving up their marriages, they're giving up everything, right? And they're going to end up one day when they get it. If they get money, they're going to lose it all. Now I'm going to ask you a question. Bradley, he's a good buddy of mine. He's like my brother.
I've interviewed him.
Yeah, Bradley, great guy. He always says, "Hey, if I gave you 10 million or 100 million, but you couldn't wake up tomorrow, would you take it?" They say no. Well, then your health is more important than your money.
Yep.
And all I wanted to say is this: is that look, if you want to be highly successful, if you want to live a long life, if you're going to make a lot of money, okay, if you're a husband and you have a wife and 3 kids. If you're a wife and you have a husband and 3 kids, if you have a family and somebody you care about, shouldn't you take care of your health? I mean, shouldn't you? I mean, is the goal to make a lot of money and then die early so someone else can raise your family?
100%.
Can I ask you a question? If somebody broke into my house right now, you think that I can fight? I don't need to fight MMA, but I promise you, if somebody breaks in my house, I'm gonna strip them naked and tear them apart. Now, my goal is I want you to know, is that like as a man or a woman, you need to, as an adult, be able to defend your family. You need to be able to defend them. I don't want to fight anybody, but dude, if something happens, I want to make sure I can take care of myself. In business, I have so much energy. I have so much passion. I have so much drive. Do you think it comes from being unhealthy or healthy? I sell for a living. I sell every day for a living. If somebody's watching this and they sell, do you think a salesperson does better when he goes to the gym and he's in a good mood all day long
100%.
or when he wakes up with a sleepy head? Like, that's my deal, is that like, so 6-pack or you're fired has nothing to do with a 6-pack. It has, if you're not going to take care of your health, you're not going to be around me, because I want to be around people who believe they can have it all.
My favorite quote about health is, healthy person wants a lot of things. 6 person only wants to get healthy.
That's it.
That's it. When you're sick, like there's nothing else you want.
Yeah.
It's
Well, so that's why I want to tell you, hey, listen,
Sure.
the 6-pack part, it was to piss the people off that they weren't going to take it right anyways. Listen, there's always that crowd of people that you can tell them everything right that could change their life. But if you mess up on one word, they're going to hang up on it. They're going to say, but no, I knew he was going to say something wrong. I got you.
But the question I have actually comes from my second videographer who is not here today. He asked, asking, what do you think about Andy Elliott? Because we're flying out here. And he said, I'm curious if he's playing a character, because with the social media, sometimes we put out controversial content.
Oh, yeah.
Just like Andrew Tate's and stuff, right? Just to spike the attention, because we know those clips taken out of context will go viral. How much of your content is designed by, to fit the algorithm versus you in real life?
Dude, 100% of it is me. And I'm going to tell you why, okay? Number one, I'm going to tell you my biggest paradigm shift in life, my biggest change, my greatest transformations, the biggest times that I reinvented myself came from the times that I put my physical fitness first. Okay. Like my wife.
What's the story there?
Well, so I'm going to give you an example.
Sure.
And I'm 44 now, but I've been with my wife 17 years, and my wife can tell when I'm getting comfortable. She can tell when mediocrity's crawling over me. She can tell me when I'm not being the best husband for her, the best, and because doing better than most will creep in on you and will get you comfortable, right? And so my wife, when I was 39, she's done this many times, but this is my last time. So let me tell you my last one. 39 years old, she walks up and she comes from behind me and she grabs my love handle and she goes, "Getting a little comfortable." And that's all she said. And dude, it was like needles running up my back. I was like, "Dude, what'd you say?" And she's like, "Just saying, getting a little comfortable," right? Like, Andy, she goes, "I know you."
Get used to the gym.
Yeah, she goes, but she goes, "I know you. And I know that you care a lot about your fitness. I know that you care a lot about making sure that when you tell people what you can do for them, you also make sure that you hold the example for yourself, because you're a leader. And to be a leader, you have to self-lead. When I see you getting comfortable, and I did that to piss you off. I need you to understand that when you're playing your A+ game, which means when you look in the mirror and you love who you are, you're dangerous, and you always hit big growth spurts. Keep your fitness tight, Andy. Not for me, not for a six pack, for you, because you, Andy Elliott, you operate better when you're in elite fit shape. That's how you operate. And I can tell when you get depressed. I can tell when you get down. I can tell when you get sad. I can tell when you stop growing. I can tell when we have problems. I can tell when you mentally get messed up. It's always when you back off your fitness. So she goes, I'm just telling you, I notice that you're letting off. And I'm telling you as your wife who loves you, whose job is to tell you the truth that you don't want to hear, that's going to make you mad. But you know I have your best self-interest. I did. I went in the garage, shaved my head, started working out, started eating clean again. And within 6 months, I was earning more money than I ever made. I was better than my wife. I was a better father. I looked in the mirror, started finding value in myself again. She caught me in a rut. And I'm going to tell you, my goal in life is that I pray to catch people in ruts. There's a prayer that I pray every day. It says, God, break me in my weaknesses. So anything that I have while I'm alive in this short period of life that's a weakness, I want to break it. And I want to be a leader to other
You're
people.
only strong as your biggest weakness.
Yeah, and you want to be a leader to other people. It's not just about what you become. You do want to be proud ultimately what you become for your family bloodline and your name. But also you want other families and other bloodlines to also see you and say, man, dude, hey, if he can do it, so can I. And dude, I'm telling you, anybody that's not wanting to encourage, inspire other people, you're an idiot. And by the way, I want to say something for all those people that got mad at me that aren't in great shape. Can I ask you a question? What kind of message are you delivering over to your kids? I mean, right now, if one of your kids got diagnosed with diabetes because they were fat and out of shape, and you let them eat whatever they wanted, like, who did that? And here you are getting mad at somebody that's actually just trying to tell you that, like, hey, maybe this is important. And hey, maybe you don't go to the extreme of a six pack, but how about we keep you around for another 40 years? How about we be a good example to others? So I'll just tell you, I believe in this thing, physical, mental business. If you're physically fit, you'll kill it mentally. And if you'll kill it mentally, you'll crush it in business. And I think everything starts with physical fitness. If you right now, and I'll ask you a question, if I was to remove your physical fitness, and I was to let you go and not, if you couldn't hit the gym for 1 year and you had to eat McDonald's every day, you wouldn't be the man you are today.
Couple days. Dude,
you would trip
I take
out.
dumbbells on the trip.
I know. No, but see, but my point is,
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
And by the way, you didn't know that one day, but once you found out, you're like, dude, this is my freaking lightning. This is it. You're like, I'm never going to let this go. So I just wanted to say to everybody, test me. Try 30 days of eating clean. Hey, it's like this. You're a Ferrari. What kind of fuel do you want to put in you? I see people right now, they're putting in junk, and that's why they don't have a Ferrari. And God made everybody to be a Ferrari. So it's just, if you're going to put junk in you, like, it ain't going to run that way.
Have you heard Andrew Tate sharing email story about six pack?
Oh, yeah. And I believe it totally.
Totally, because no man gonna go depressed
or woman, anybody.
Yeah, if you
anybody
go get
human.
fit, it changes you.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll tell you this, at the end of the day, when you're taking care of yourself, it's better than the biggest paychecks. It's better than anything. The way that I feel when I'm walking out of the gym feels better than any cash I've ever checked or any check I've ever cashed. So anyways, just saying that I love it. They blew it up because they wanted to try to make people look bad. But you know what? At the end of the day, man, I've gotten so used to haters. To me, they just feed the algorithm.
They do.
Like, I love it. Our
100%.
social media account hits about 150 million views every 28 days right now. So I'm just excited, man. So I appreciate all of them.
Have you seen this one? Sales coach gets backlash for suggesting workers imagine their family being kidnapped as motivation.
No,
or
but
you could just pay people more.
Hey.
That's freaking article.
Oh, I never seen that one.
I mean,
but
think about it.
But so here's what I say, number one, and I gave that example in automotive. I'm sitting here, I've got a father, he's got 5 kids, and he's telling me how he needs to make more money. And I said, well, how many cars do you sell a month? And he says, I sell 20 cars a month. And I said, how many cars do you want to sell? And he says, I want to sell 40 cars. And I said, let me ask you a question, an honest question. Okay. If somebody was to kidnap your kids right now, and they told you if you didn't sell 40 cars a month, that they were going to kill your family, would you sell 40 cars now? He goes, dude, I'd sell 60 cars. And I
There you
said,
go.
why does someone have to kidnap your family?
Exactly.
Listen to me. You go to work for 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, whatever. Why aren't you selling 60 cars? You know why you're not selling 60? You know why you're not earning the money you want? It's because you don't want to. When you decide to make a decision that you want to, whatever you want, you'll have. Whatever you want in life, and I mean really want it, you'll have it. You already have everything you want.
Yep.
And when you decide you want something else, you go get it. Now, if you kind of want it, you don't get it. But when you really want it, you get it. So I use extreme case scenarios because I like to trigger people. I read the book Relentless in 2020, and where Tim Grover was talking about how he used to poke at Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, and how he used to poke at him. And he goes, dude, I would try anything I can to piss them off and to get them angry when they were training. He goes, because that's when they changed and made the biggest leads. Yeah. And it would take them from gear 3 to gear 5. So a lot of times, dude, I'll physically poke at people because that's what my wife did to me. They got me in really good shape. And by the way, I want to say something. You know, you don't know people until you get a chance to meet them. But like, my heart is good. Like, I don't have a bad heart. I train salespeople for a living. We train 500,000 salespeople. And I tell people all the time, people hate salespeople who have bad intentions. And so do I. But salespeople who have good intentions, I love them. I love them because 80% of the world needs help making a decision when they go to buy something. So they need professional salespeople. So I love that. I just don't like anybody with a bad intention. My intentions are good. When I say six pack or you're fired, what I'm saying is that if you're going to be around me, I want you to bring the best to your family and yourself, and you shouldn't not want that. So if you're mad at me for wanting more for you. Most people are running around writing, and I don't say nobody cares about me, but all of a sudden I'm saying I care about you and I want you to get more. And now you're mad at me. It's like, dude, it's all perspective. So anyways, I just want to tell you that all these articles and stuff, I love it, dude. And by the way, all this stuff, I used to be a pushover. Okay. My dad's a pushover. I was a pushover when I was younger. And I learned, dude, that I used to keep my mouth shut and I'd get walked all over. You've probably been through a stage like that in your life. It wasn't a good stage for me. I didn't like it. And so one day I just said, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to believe what I'm going to believe. I'm going to call my own shots. I'm going to stop being a crowd pleaser and I'm going to do things my way. And when I do that, everybody that walked all over me is going to hate it. But I'm finally going to become who I want to become. And dude, I promise you, man, that's why I said I'm real in that I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But also at the end of the day, I know if there's no pain, there's nothing going to change because people don't change in a comfortable environment. So I try to strike some pain in somebody. I mean, I'll go in the gym and I'll work out. And sometimes if I can't get fired up, I'll think about somebody hurting my family. Like I get in that state immediately. And people are like, that's sick. I'm like, okay, you want to really know? I am crazy. Yeah. But everybody that's done anything big right now,
there's nothing wrong with it.
They're all crazy. They're all crazy. You're crazy. Anybody that's done anything big is crazy. The only people that nobody knows are the people that have big imaginations with no action who aren't crazy. Keep your big imagination. Keep telling everybody what you want. But because you don't take action and because you don't follow what you want, nobody knows you. You know why they know us? They know us because we're chasing our dreams. This is freaking, I mean, at least where I live, this is the United States. Opportunity is insane.
It's the best country in the world.
God, man.
Tell people
so if you're not making it here, like, dude, you got an issue, man. But anyways, you got to call your own shots. You got to be real and you got to realize that people aren't going to like you. But what I've learned is that most people in due time, they'll come back around. Somebody at some day, they're going to get a bad medical report and they're going to say, that son of a bitch, I should have listened to him. But you know what, man? You just keep with your own thought process and that's cool. But I'm going to tell you, I always say this, once you've seen what I see, you can't unsee it. You said eating cheeseburgers, doing this. You're like, no ways. I'm 3 days. I'm gross. But you got to see something from a different perspective. And once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. Once you see yourself driving, Ferraris, beautiful houses, giving your family a great lifestyle, feeding your kids, whatever they want, taking them on vacations, doing this stuff, having a good life. Like you can't unsee that. So now I'm not going back. Like I'm not going, I'm not saying I can't live below my means. I'm cool, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stay living a good life and I'm calling my shot. And it's the same with fitness. Once you have a good marriage, you can't unsee a good marriage. Once you see your marriage slipping back, you're like, no way, it's not a chance, man. But you got it. But whatever you put into something is whatever you get out of it. So you got to put a lot into it. You seem like the obsessive type guy. You're very obsessed. Okay. That means you're an extremist. You know what I'm saying? I am too. Whatever I do, I have to do it all the way. I have a gym here at our facility. I have a gym. I have 9 gym passes. I have another gym at my house. Everywhere I go, I have a gym.
Sounds like me.
Yeah. Anytime I go to speak at the Limitless event we're going to this weekend, with like Tim Grover and David Goggins, I asked Keaton, I said, hey, are there dumbbells in the green room?
When are you gonna come to Orlando in December?
Uh-huh.
I have portable sauna. It's 14-footer sauna.
That's
Fits
badass.
14 people at the top. You're gonna see a CrossFit style gym outside of that sauna, 5 to 8 in the morning.
Is this in your building?
No,
or at your
it's
house?
hotel. Well, right now, yes, but hotel parking lot. We're gonna bring it there. We've been doing it for the past 3-4 years.
That's so
People
awesome.
come every morning. 50, 60 people show up out of 1,000. And we do cold plunge, we do sauna, and we do CrossFit style workout every morning.
Yeah.
Every morning,
Yeah.
dude. He'll be there.
Yeah.
Here's how I motivate people. I would do some kind of competition. Last one was lunge competition. Like first minute you do 2 lunges, second minute 4, and whoever last. Like minute 18 you do 18, so less rest, whatever. So I would do $500 for the winner. Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I
The
live for
chase,
fitness.
the desire to be the best.
Changed my life.
Yeah.
My next question is, I did not know about you 6 months ago, and now you're all over. You have titles like the best sales. Like actually, love Patrick Bet-David, and I've seen his testimonial like #1 sales. So
one of the best trainers in the entire country when it comes down to sales.
That's not a show. I've been to people's events and I've been to people's offices where they're putting on a show. This is not a show. This is how they live.
Your overnight success to me, but how long did it take your overnight success? What's your background? I know you came from car sales.
Yeah. So, and that's why I want to tell everybody that anybody's watching this right now, like it doesn't matter who you are. Jim Rohn always said it's about who you're becoming.
Yep.
I remember that in 2019 in November, I quit my W-2 job. This is just the other day, man. This is 2020.
4 years ago.
Yeah, this is 2020. It's like 3.5 years ago. I quit my job. And I want you to know, when I walked away, the first year, we shot nothing but YouTube videos for free. Kind of the Alex Hormozy style, over-deliver value for money. Yep. And we didn't ask anything in return. I went broke for a year. Me and my wife sold our house. And we had money. Our house was paid off. We sold everything. We put it up. We went and slept on mattresses with our kids. We set up and we built the business. We did it as a family. My wife, my kids. There was no team
Coaching
yet.
business.
Our coaching business. All I did is shot YouTube videos.
Love it.
And our YouTube, I shot 600 videos that first year. Long form, 30 plus YouTube videos. No courses, no nothing. Gave away free video. Had a text number. Text me if you need anything. Reach out to me. Save data. Did a whole year. Gave away value. Now watch this. I created raging fans. We created all these because they gave me nothing and they were making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Those are the best.
Yeah, and I was giving them. And I told my wife, I said, it will work out. Let's show them something different. Everybody kept saying, don't give your best to people. Don't give your best. Just give them a little bit. Make them pay for your best in the courses. I know, but I didn't listen.
You give them the best. They're still not going to do it. They're still going to hire you. People want to throw money at a problem.
See, but I gave my best. And by the way, I want to tell you about this. If you give your best, you're still going to get better tomorrow. So I was still getting better every day. Even though I get my best today, tomorrow I was better. So I was giving my best every day. And then, dude, listen, 2021, January 1st, when the ball dropped, I got on YouTube. I said, guys, it's Andy Elliott. I'm releasing this course. And dude, overnight, boom, 500 grand hit the account. We sold this course. And then it was like, I got into course creation, right? And I started taking all these courses and talking about how to close, how to use the phone, how to just everything from A to Z, how to be a great leader, how to close deals, how to overcome objections, how to master a stranger, right? Like all these things that salespeople need to know, whether door to door, whether in auto, whether in insurance, it didn't matter. Then once we started doing that, I started doing the live events really hard. And I was like, dude, I want to get face to face with people. So we blew that up. Now watch this. You asked, how did I see you in the last 6 months, but I didn't see you before? Well, I was on YouTube. I didn't have an Instagram channel. I didn't have a Facebook. I didn't have anything because honestly, I didn't know about any of that. So what I did is I started building my Instagram. I started building my Facebook. And Brad Lee, which is my guy, goes, Andy, you have to build a brand. He's like, you're making money now. And we were making a couple $1 million a month. We're doing good. We're killing it. He's like, you got to build a brand. That's your deal. You're missing your brand. So for the last 7 months, I've been on the road hitting every stage I can. All the stuff I turned down, now I was turning, yes, I'll do it. I've built a team at home. You've seen our team here. I can leave. They're here. I've done a good job training them. I've been by their side. They're loyal to me. You'll hear me say on stage, if you can recruit somebody on my team, I'll give you 10 million cash. My team don't work for money. They work for the brotherhood. A lot of them are underdogs. I don't hire talented prima donna people. I hire people who are hard workers, people who want to win, people who are fired up like me, people who take good care of their families, people who exercise. I mean, I hire people like me. And these people come and interview to be with us because this is their dream life and it's not a job. And by the way, I have a deal. I say, you're going to be with me until you die. If I hire you, like my wife, like if somebody hotter comes by, I'm not going to go cheat on her. She's my girl. So if you work for me and someone else offers something better, I want someone that says, dude, I love who you are. I love your belief. I love your standards. I love the way you push me. I love your core values. You know, I want to be a part of the big picture, but I want to work for you forever. I want to. I want that. That's what I want. And I have it here, and that's why all these people are so bought in. That's why when you walk in, everybody's like, what's up? Throw them in the air. Show them some love. Give them a hug. And everybody will hug you around here, right? Because that's how they roll, because they were all, so I've learned as an adult, you give people what you didn't have as a kid. And none of us around here had a lot of love as kids. So we give lots of love as adults. But a lot of people who've been spoiled rotten as kids and who had a lot of love, they grow up, they're stuck up now, and they don't care about it. So I care about people who are broken, who want love, who want to feel accepted like me. And so anyways, with that being said, we started building our brand, and dude, our brand's just popping. So our Instagram, you know, it grows, 100,000 a month at least. Our YouTube channel grows, 100,000 subscribers a month now. Our Facebook grows about 100,000, a month. I mean, TikTok grows 100, 200,000. I mean, it's a good steady
Congrats.
grow. Yeah.
What's Tommy Mello interview? You mentioned that you overtook Grant Cardone in his industry. Was it a competitive thing? What's your take on Grant Cardone?
It was easy. It was easy, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I grew up watching Grant. I love Grant. He's a great guy. Grant's a badass.
Yeah.
But what I'm gonna tell you is that if you don't take care of your customers, someone else will. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So in the automotive space, Grant Cardone hadn't recorded training since 2013. Okay, 2013. And he was still selling it to all the automotive.
Changed.
Well, shit's changed. Yeah, but then he got in real estate, but they still had all his training. So I go, dude, I'm going to take, and I'm going to literally just dominate the space and create the best training. And I gave it away for free. I gave it away for free to everybody. And dude, literally was like, dude, this training is better and it's free. And then overnight I said, hey, we're going to start charging. This is what we're going to charge. I put in some new content. They all signed up. Overnight, we went to signing up 10,000 accounts.
So you're number one sales coach in the auto industry.
Yeah, auto industry. Then we went insurance. Then we went real estate. We love solar. Solar is a big niche of ours right now.
Sure.
It's anybody that communicates for a living. Everybody's in sales, right? Of
course.
But anybody that communicates for a living, I just want people to learn how to communicate.
What's your take on Jordan Belfort? Because as I read a lot of articles, people compare you to Jordan Belfort.
Yeah, so do you know who Ryan Stewman is?
Yes.
Okay, Ryan Stewman's a great guy. He's my brother. We're having an event here December 3rd. Awesome guy. He went to prison. He went to jail. He got out. He's a new man. He learned. He came out a better person. Now he loves people. Now he's doing shit right. He's got a badass business, and he runs Apex, and he's a killer.
100%.
Guys, isn't the whole goal to change? Jordan Belfort, he went in, probably was around the wrong people. I'm guessing Jordan Belfort was he's ready to sell. But had he been around some really good people, he probably done some really good shit. But probably wasn't around some really good people. Probably had a couple bad buddies. So he did some bad stuff. Listen, every time in my life that I ended up doing something bad, which I've done a lot of bad shit, I was always in the proximity of bad people. So if you took anything out of this whole entire interview, whoever you surround yourself with is whoever you're going to become. I don't give a shit what you say. I'm strong enough. No, you're not. You go and hang out in a titty bar every day, you're going to end up doing something you don't want to do, even if you don't like titty bars. Just don't go in places that you shouldn't be, and don't hang around people you shouldn't be around. And I bet you Jordan Belfort hung around the wrong people. And guess what? He was really good at what he did.
But the reason people put him as an example, because he was the leader, he led the team, he was the mastermind, if you will.
Yeah. So if you look at the way I lead people, right? If you're telling me that out carrying the competition, showing people love, just like the way we've treated
Hello?
you since you've been here. If you talk about like being fired up and all that stuff, like maybe
Well,
I don't know.
what I love about you is you have a lot of very, very bad publicity, but you're still growing and trending. And I love how open you are. I mean, I've read. I mean, you have court documents with your interviews. Like, people ask, even when I ask before the interview, is there anything off limits? You're not afraid if I ask you
Mm-mm.
about that case, but
No, because someone may be watching this right now and they may be like, well, dude, I'm not qualified for a big life because of that shit I did. Dude, don't believe that lie.
sure.
Okay, I'm going to ask one question. Did you change? Okay, and I don't regret anything I've ever done. Everything that I've done has allowed me to be the leader I am today. I swear on my life, dude, I've had so many bad leaders, and I haven't really had a good one yet. But it's so many bad ones. It's showed me what a good leader would look like, and that's how I've developed who I am today. And I'm telling you, dude, leaders make more leaders. All my team, they're all the leaders now. Like, they're all the leaders.
Can you guide me through your experience? I'm just curious myself because as I'm reading all of this, I said to myself, I want to ask him that process, persecution, courts, testifying. What you went through and how did it go? Like, why did you decide to do it?
Well, so number one, I mean, it's pretty crazy in life sometimes when you're working hard to push a quota or a goal, that there's a lot of rules and regulations in life that you don't even know that you're breaking. Does that make sense?
Yes,
I mean, imagine this. If you're in the real estate company, there's so much compliance
of course.
in mortgages and real estate with feds and all that stuff. Dude, every little piece of paper you touch, do this or that, somebody could come around and sue you for something. They could spin anything on it the way you wanted it. Well, I worked for an owner who was like the Antichrist. I'm sure anybody watching this right now, and I'm sure yourself, has worked for someone who is the Antichrist. I told you, a bad leader. That's what I call him, Antichrist. And I literally wanted to perform and do the best, and I always wanted to be first place. See, my problem is that whenever I'm loyal to a fault. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I'm going to go back to my younger years. I'm 44 right now. When I was 30 years old, I worked for a bad guy who I didn't think was a bad guy. I thought he was a good guy. You know what I'm saying? But whatever we would do, he was just like the puppet master. He was really good, and he would tell us, "This is what we're going to do. We're going to be the best." And I'm like, "Yeah," because I want to be the best. And what I learned is that we weren't doing stuff right, and not that we were bad people. We weren't hurting people. We just weren't doing stuff right. Weren't documenting stuff right, which goes on in any company, in any business. One day the FBI comes in, and they tell everybody, like, dude, everybody's in trouble. And what I learned is that the owner had some beef with some of the football coaches around town and shit, and they were coming after him because those guys had pull, so they were going to get his ass. So anybody who was in upper leadership also got screwed with. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I remember this. The owner pulled me in his office and goes to all of us, and I'll just tell you openly because I said the same thing in court. He goes, "You're going to say what I tell you to say, or I'm going to kill you." That's it. And I go home to my wife. And by the way, a lot of men wouldn't tell their wife. They would just lie, just try to keep their family out of trouble. It was a time that I knew I needed to talk to my wife. And I said, "Babe, this is what happened. Obviously, there's some things that we've been doing that aren't kosher. And, what do I do? Do I try to lie and then just, see how it goes? Or do I tell the truth?" This was shortly after I had became a Christian. And, I'm not perfect, okay? But my wife goes, "Andy, it's very simple. The truth will set you free. You're just going to tell the truth. You're not going to lie. This is a time where you don't lie. Whatever happens, happens. Just tell the truth." And so we told the truth. And I was the only one that told the truth. Everybody else lied.
They went to jail.
Everybody else ended up going to jail. They were in years fighting each other, trying to kill each other, going crazy. I've had death threats on me all the time from those people.
I can imagine.
They're bad people. You know what? Here's the deal. I just told the truth. And I want to tell everybody here, like listening, like, dude, what I've learned is, dude, once you realize you're hanging out with the wrong people, once you realize that you're with bad people, once you realize you're around people that you should have never been around, dude, just move on. Like
Did you quit before the persecution, or what's the timeline? Because you said you walk away from W to job.
Yeah, I quit. Yeah, I
So
quit.
you
And
quit
then I had another job.
and then persecution started.
Mm-hmm. Yep, went on for about 6 or 7 years. And dude, my deal was pretty simple. They just called me into court with about 10 other people and just said, hey, as long as you tell the truth, we ain't got an issue. Don't make it good. Don't make it bad. Just tell the truth. And that was it. Just told the truth. And dude, I'm telling you, when I say this, it feels good not to have to. And by the way, look, dude, I'm going to tell you, when I look back after it, my wife's very smart. I want to explain this to you. Sometimes guys can be kind of stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes guys can only see what they want to see and they become blind. Have you ever had a guy really f you over, but then like 2 years later, right? Like I don't know if you're married or anything, but you know,
I have 5 kids.
okay, well listen to me. He'll come back around, wants a job, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember this guy was good at selling. This guy was good at what he did. And your wife's like, don't you remember what he did to you? And you're like, what did he do? Women don't forget.
They don't.
Men forget. And it's so crazy. I want to tell you this. About a year after I had all this happen, I mean, like, I decided to tell the truth and shit because I was, number one, it's the right thing to do. And I would tell anybody watching this, you always do what's right. No matter what, dude. I swear to God. Like, do what's wrong. Keep covering a lie with the lie. Eventually, you're going to get fucked. Okay? Just tell the truth, bite the consequences, move on, and change and become a better person. But my wife sat down and she really went over my last 5 years working with this guy. And she's like, do you understand like who you became? The shit you kept from us because of this guy, like what was going on? And dude, I broke down just bawling, crying because like my wife's my queen. Like I couldn't believe I became such a shitbag. I never hurt anybody. I just wasn't doing things the way that I always believed in doing them. Proximity of the wrong people, you'll end up doing shit you never imagined you would do or think you would do. And the crazy thing is you start to believe that it's right. But once you step out and you look back, and my wife really had a heart to heart with me, I was like, I never want to become that motherfucker again. Now I want to tell you something. I was a pushover. At that time, I did shit at times that I knew wasn't right, but because he was like, dude, it's no big deal, man. Come on, man. Why are you slowing us down? Come on, dude. Everybody else is with us. What, you're the only one not going to do it? Dude, I thought you don't like making 2-3 million a year? Come on, man. What's the problem? It's like, okay, yeah. Okay. All right. But we're cool, right? It's like, dude, like I should have went home. This is what I should have done. Hey, babe, this is what they're doing at work. Do you think I should do it? She would have said, get the fuck out. You know what I didn't do? I didn't communicate with her. During those times, I thought I was so in charge that I honestly didn't share that with my family. And dude, I look back and that's my biggest regret in life is the times I got in trouble, I wasn't communicating with my wife with what's going on in business.
If you go back, would you get out earlier now?
Oh my God. I would have left that job from day one. I'd have never been there. Dude, but I'm going to tell you what led me to making those bad decisions. Get ready for this because everybody's going to fall prey to this at some point in their life. Earning opportunity. The guy offered me up front more money than anyone else at the beginning. Okay. And to me, I was so money driven because I wanted to be successful, because I wanted to, get it all right. I should have chose a different mentor, and I should have earned my value faster up by doing a better job and being a needle mover in the company instead of taking the quicker check. So just anybody watching this, sometimes the low offer of a lot of money, be careful. Okay. Sometimes take less money or half the money working for the right person and then work your way up and do it right.
I want to share something very, very private. I'm so happy we're doing this conversation because here's my past 24 hours. Ever since we announced you. So a roofing industry is very similar to car industry. 67% of people cannot write $1,000 check. Mm-hmm. So like in your industry selling cars, you have people who have bad credit and who could not put money down. In the roofing industry, roofers sell insurance jobs, but people have to pay deductible, $2,500, $3,000, like big sin to cover deductible. Yeah. A lot of roofers doing it because on one side you have $60,000 job, on another one you have $2,500 deductible. If people don't have it, you don't have a sale. So just like the problem what Andy was dealing with the car dealerships, you know,
Money down.
they were losing money, and some might argue that it's victimless crime. Like there's no victims here, right? So you help people to get cars, but you're doing something borderline shady, whatever. The roofing industry is very similar to it.
Yeah.
Here's the dilemma. For the past 6 years, as you know, I'm a consumer advocate in the roofing industry. I call out every bullshitter. So the moment I announce you as a speaker, my messenger goes in, like my own team message me, is like, Dmitry, are you sure about this? That Andy is a good guy because it's your name. How is he different than people you've been calling out? And I told him, and everybody knows, I said, I'm gonna travel there, and if I don't trust this guy, I'm gonna cancel it. I don't care. He can keep the money. We're gonna announce that he's not coming. And I'm glad that you said what you said, because our integrity is all we have, and it was tough. My my entire team was calling me out because it is my name, and my integrity was on the line too. Because am I grabbing attention here? Am I grabbing just someone who's trending? Am I gonna close eyes on it? I did not know how to have this conversation with you. I did not know if you're gonna kick me out or whatever. But I'm glad that you are. You said what you said, because now I know that I'm convinced that you're the right person. I have a platform that connects roofers and contractors. We do background checks. I recommend 450 roofers in the country. And I always been saying, we are the company of second chances. I cannot tell you how many guys applied and they have drugs, cocaine, like resistant to arrest, all of it. If you did not pass the test, I'm getting on a call. And if I trust you, I'm going to recommend it. I back up all my recommendations by $20,000. I don't care what you did. If I trust you today, I mean, I have cases where, people have domestic violence. I mean, if you got for drug possession 3 months ago, I might give you another year. But if it's 12 years ago, who am I to judge you? You change man today, you're working hard, you're trying to get on my list for me to recommend you. We're going to have a conversation, and I've done it so many times. And I tell my team, how is this different than me approving contractors to be on our recommendation list? But it's interesting to see how easy it is to cancel someone because of their past. And reading these articles and Googling your name, it's overwhelming. So I want to compliment you, how you handling it, because that's rare. When I call people out, I want to have a conversation. If they block me, that speaks about their character more than anything else.
Yeah.
Like the guy I'm boxing, he blocks me. And I know he is a con artist, and I call him con artist, but he is con artist today. If he comes tomorrow and say, Dmitry, I was wrong, I'm going to make it right, I'm going to shake his hand, nothing personal. But as long as you keep screwing people over, I'm going to keep calling you out. So thank you for sharing, man.
Yeah, you bet, man. Hey, I'm telling you when I say this, I think everybody is a good person. And, you could say, well, no, there's some bad people. Dude, it's so crazy what being around the right proximity of people with a good attitude, with a good perspective, with the right intentions will do for you. It's crazy. And I don't want to talk about religion, but really leaning into God, what that'll do for you. There's just a lot that changed, right? That I was always a good guy. I just wasn't surrounded by the right people. I never wanted to hurt anybody. And by the way, like, I'll own all my shit. That's why I told you. I said, when you said I got stuff, I said, it's probably worse. Like, that's my thing. I'm not going to say, well, I don't know about that. Well, no, that's wrong. That's not really what happened. No, all that happened, and it was probably worse.
Wow.
But what I'll tell everybody is this, is that it doesn't matter who you are. It's about who you're becoming. Look, if anybody right now has made a mistake, or they got skeletons in the closet, or they screwed some shit up, most people, the reason why they don't go to the next level in their life is because they don't believe in themselves, because they don't believe that they're worth it. And I'm going to tell you, if you've ever been through some shit, what you went through then has gotten you ready for what you're going to go through now. Dude, you know who I want my preacher, my pastor, my leader to be? Somebody who's went through a lot of shit. Somebody who's been tested under fire, so that when I'm undergoing some shit, they're like, dude, I know what you're going through. Like, I got you. Like, I got that.
I think we have similar personalities. I told my wife last year, I made very big decisions a couple of months ago. Publicly told people that I've changed. Like, I found a leader, 3 weeks ago, and for 5 years, I was on decline because we're strong personalities.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have a leader for 5 years. For the
Mm-hmm.
first time in my life, when I was, young, like I always have someone to look up to. And last 5 years, I don't have parents around to tell me what to do, what not to do. I was the rule maker, the decision maker. I didn't have a single, like my pastor was not my role model, if you
Mm-hmm.
will,
Yeah.
or my leader. I mean, I go to church, I'm like,
Somebody you want to be like.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's not even that. It's like I look at the church like at a business. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be around it, I want to support it, but that guy is not my leader. And I found one.
That's
I found a
awesome.
person who, when he speaks for 30 seconds, tears coming up. Like
It triggers you.
it makes me naked, like
Mm-hmm.
like strips everything outside of me. I'm like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
Not what I covered
Yeah.
myself and try to pretend to pull all these masks. Anyway, thank you for sharing. Let's talk about, hold on.
Yeah, game changer. And hey, by the way, I want to tell you, I appreciate you and getting and the fact that you got emotional. It shows that you care.
I was worried about it. Like I was ready to lose you as a speaker. You know why? Because I value my community and I want to be true to
Of
them.
course.
Our conference, and you're gonna find out, we have the best audience ever. We have people coming to we in 5 years. Here's my record that I'm proud of: 0 jerks attended. Every conference I say, never seen conflict, never seen anyone negative. 1,200 people last year. You will not see fight. Everybody's supporting because we attract people like us. Get this: no sales, no cold calls. I make announcement. Hey guys, Orlando, December 12th, and 1,500 people show up. But people who show up because they like your content, that's a community.
Mm-hmm.
People who show up because you sold them a ticket,
It's different.
it's different.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, that's a true brotherhood
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
And I wanted you to be part of it. But when half of my audience calling you out and say, Dmitry, be careful with this guy, I had to make tough decision.
Yeah.
I mean, I scripted 3 videos. One is 4 o'clock this morning. I'm like, hey guys, I'll play it to you.
No, I believe you.
I'm flying to Andy Elliott. I don't know how it's going to end. I don't know if he's going to speak or not after this interview. Because I needed answers to my people. Like in my heart, and I told my team, my God, my heart is in the right place. I know he's in the right person, but I owe it to my community because they do a Google search and they're like, how is that different from everything else you've been calling out? Because, and let me ask you this, let's talk about it. This is a big question for me. How do we sell to people who don't have money? So we know that people don't have money in the car industry. Like, what would you different? Would you pivot?
You mean if they have had an
bad,
issue?
bad credit, don't have down payment. Let's say you have people who cannot afford deductible, right? But you want to make
Is this in a storm or is this just residential selling?
storm.
Okay, so someone's house is in a storm. I'm sitting there with them. I'm telling them, hey, obviously we can insure their roof. We can take care of. They've got insurance.
Insurance claim.
But we can
Yep.
we can fix their roof. We can do it all. We'll take care of everything A to
But
Z.
they have to pay deductible.
We
and
just
they
need
don't
them to
have
pay
money.
their deductible, and we know that everybody slides that and rolls through it and just moves on.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Because that's the
And if
easy.
you do waive deductible, it's unfair advantage, essentially.
Yes.
How would you sell? So you have a claim that's open. Only thing you have to collect $2,500. Just like in the car industry, you just need a down payment.
Mm-hmm.
You've done shady stuff with down payments before. A roofing equivalent is
Same
let's waive the deduct, and people hate it. In my industry, people call out other roofers, but they're so desperate, so they're willing to do. Few examples. I'll give you a marketing contract. I'll put a yard sign in front of you. You pay me $2,500 to advertise, and you don't have to pay deductibles. Well, that's waiving deductible. I don't care how you call it. What would you do?
So number one, I would say that the things that people hold equity in would be what I would look for, right? I mean, obviously, if it's a storm and someone's house got damaged, clearly if it's a storm issue, they're going to need to fix it. And obviously, insurance is there ready to fix it. Everybody's going to be in the area. They're going to be fixing it. These people want to get their home fixed as fast as possible. So I would say, look, the deductible is something that, has to be taken care of. I mean, obviously, it's in your insurance policy. It's part of the agreement. The deductible, everything else outside of that will be handled. We need to get this taken care of. So we need to look for something. If you don't have the cash, if you're like, man, I'm cash poor, we're down to our last penny, we don't have any money, this roof has to get fixed. Like it's not non-negotiable. It has to get fixed. You've paid for your insurance every month. So what we need to do is we need to look for some like creative financing, right? As in like we're not going to create something fake, but creative financing where we go down to the loan place. I mean, I don't know if that's possible, but we could go down to the loan place and take a $2,500 loan. You guys could pawn some jewelry. And I'm not saying that's negative, and I'm not being weird, but my point is, you could borrow the money from somebody.
So you would go that extreme.
Well, you could run it on a credit. And see, you could say go extreme, but it would depend on the extreme of the situation. If I'm going residential and I'm like, hey, Mr. Johnson, I'm noticing some roof damage on your house, right? Like I'm noticing it, right? I think your insurance could cover this. Let me go ahead and take a look up on there. I got a ladder in the truck. Let me climb up. Just from the street, I can notice a little damage. And honestly, it's not a bad place. It hasn't been hit by like Florida hurricane, nothing crazy. At this point in time, that's not urgent. That doesn't have to be done today. I'm not going to go in the house and say, you need to pawn some jewelry. I'm going to say this, look, you have an insurance claim that can be claimed on now, and you can have a brand new roof, which will increase your property value, which will allow you to have a brand new roof, lots of good benefits, but you got to have a deductible. Okay. So most of our clients, most of them who don't have the money, they just put it on a credit card. Everybody leverages money. That's the way the United States works in almost every scenario. So I would say put the $2,500 on a credit card. I'll go ahead and process the claim. And then you know what? We'll put the new roof on your house, and then you guys can pay it off in monthly payment increments of, $50 a month on your credit card. You got a brand new roof. The juice is worth the squeeze to do it. Most of our clients do it that way. I would choose to go to like a credit card. If it was an extreme case, then somebody just has to create creative financing, but it can't be janky. It has to be like, there are places that give payday loans all the time. There are pawn shops. There are all kinds of stuff. It just depends on what kind of extreme. So I'm giving you like worst case extreme. There's a hole in the roof, like $2,500 deductible. Like we're not going to run a hole in your roof for very long. You're going to have to figure something out. It's going to cost you $2,500 just to patch it. $2,500 to get you a new roof. How can we find the money? I don't know where the money's at, but I know that you would know. Remember I told you there's that saying where I said if somebody kidnapped your kids,
Yep.
I'd always just say, hey, if there was a medical emergency in your family right now and something had to get handled, how would you get $2,500? And if they say, well, we wouldn't.
How would you overcome objection if they say, well, but this other roofer says we don't have to. He's going to cover it.
Yeah, so if they say they're going to cover it, what I've learned is that somebody's integrity to shortcut something on a contract means that there's probably not going to have the integrity to not shortcut something on your roof or your house. You know what I mean? Look, I can't speak for that roofing company. That's not me. But what I will tell you is a lot of people do whatever it takes just to get your business. And if that means waiving the roof or waiving the deductible, what else are they going to be waiving? What else are they going to be shortcutting?
And that's insurance fraud too.
Yeah, and it is an insurance fraud. And you can say it because it is. You can say, well, that's insurance fraud. And if that's what that person's doing and you want to get tied into that, that's up to you. I can't make decisions for you. But what I can tell you is that it's not $25,000, it's not $250,000, it's $2,500. And you can get a $60,000 roof, and you've paid your premium every month. I think that you deserve to do it the right way, and I think you'd sleep better at night doing it the right way. Wouldn't you agree?
Wow, this guy is good. My question to you is this. Earlier, one of the articles, it's people who hate you. It's this one right here. What's your beef with them? Probably recognize, these.
Oh, man, those guys, but that's what you call publicity.
This is publicity.
Yeah. So that guy right there, he just runs a big YouTube channel, and they run these YouTube channels that are just about hating on other people. I mean, could you imagine this? Like, listen, running around all day long and just living in negativity. And by the way, there's so many good things that we do.
Of course.
Like
my question is, what came in that interview, and I want to address it. I read quote. It might be not even them, but you said that it's your quote. I can sell anything to anyone, something within the lines. So my question is everyone potentially your client? Because people who will buy from you will not buy from him, but people who will buy from him will not buy from you. Everybody is different. Mm-hmm. Can a salesperson make a claim that he can sell to anyone? And you're good. Like, I'm pretty sure you can sell to 90% of the people, but can you sell to everyone?
Well, so there's two answers to that. Okay. Number one, logically, the answer is no. Because some people won't buy from anybody, no matter what. And then some people will only buy from people that they're just identical to. And that's some people, okay? Here's what I believe. I believe 10% of people ain't going to buy nothing from nobody. 10% of people, we're going to buy it anyways. And if you just run across their face, they're going to say yes. And I think 80% of people need help making a decision. Okay, so I'm going to focus on me as a closer. My rule to being a closer, which means the sell is up until we make an offer. I'm selling somebody, I'm giving value, I'm explaining value until I make an offer. Once I make an offer and say, all right, Mr. Johnson, this is your proposal, this is what the numbers and the facts and the figures look like. Once you create an objection from there, then that's when closing comes in. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So they're selling and closing is after the offer. But what I do believe is I have a delusional belief that everybody can buy, came to buy, and will buy if I do my job. So in every situation, I'm treating people like they're a
That's
buyer,
just mindset.
and I'm assuming the sell, which I think in going into a boxing match, you're not going to think about this guy beating you. You're already envisioning the win, right?
Oh, I'm gonna win.
Yeah, exactly. And hey, and listen, you get knocked out sometimes, you get punched, but at the end of the day, you're never going to think about that because that's just something that's not an option. That's the mindset of a winner. But I will tell you something that is a secret code, really two things. And this is some sales advice.
Sure.
Number one, if you out care the competition, right, which means you'll care more about the client than they care about themselves. I'm going to say that again. I got Mr. Johnson right here. I'm going to care about Mr. Johnson more than he cares about himself. Whoever cares about the client the most, you or them about themselves, wins. So listen, if I'm in front of you, I'm going to make you feel like you're the most important person in the world, your most significant person in the world. I'm going to explain value like you're worth it, you deserve it. I don't know why you don't have this. I'm going to make you seem like you are my best friend and we're brothers, no matter what. So I'm going to outcare everyone around me. Nobody's ever going to see anything like the way that I'm going to bring that value and that love to that table. So I think that salespeople around the world need to understand that they need to really care at a high level and their sales will spike to another level. And they need to really care. Okay. Secondly, believe. I was sent in to go coach this mortgage company, right? To sell mortgage leads. And I remember I walk in and this guy's like, oh, here's the script, I'm like, dude, screw the script for a minute. Where's the salespeople at? So they bring me over to the sales team. I say, all right, guys, come here. All right, what's your name? Guy says his name's Donnie. Donnie, let me ask you a question. So you sell mortgage leads for a living. Is that right? Yeah. How good are these leads? Well, they're all right, stop. We're done. Donnie should have been like, dude, these leads are so good. I'm getting my real estate license right now. My dad's getting his real estate license. My brother's getting his real estate license. My sisters, I'm selling all them leads. We're getting the leads too. Matter of fact, I'm only keeping this job until I get my license. And then I'm buying these leads because I'm going to go sell them all. That's the belief that people need to have in sales, but they don't. So I want to tell you, outcare everybody and then believe. And anyways, I know I was saying about sales, but those are two sales tips that if anybody took, dude, you'd be the best in the country. But that's what I tell you, is that like when we were talking about down payments, people don't have to do stuff right or wrong. And once you do it wrong, you'll realize that doing it right allows you to sleep at night. Okay. And losing your sleep, which is what I did, over doing stuff wrong is a bad thing. And then what you do is that you tell the truth. So if somebody's doing it wrong right now, just make a decision to change. Like, that's it. And then you become a different person. Yeah.
Who do you listen? Who do you follow? I know you've been at Patrick Bet-David conference, speak to him. Like, what kind of content you consume?
Yeah, so I love Patrick Bet-David. I love there's a pastor, his name's Pastor Craig Rochelle. He runs Life Church. Okay. I love listening to his content. I like Alex Hormozy. He's real logical. He's a real logical guy, right? So I like that. You know what I mean? It's kind of, I'm real hype and wiry, but he's not wiry and hype, but he's real logical. I like that. He's a fitness guy. It's a different
type of hype. Totally.
But very logical hype. You know what I mean? But I love his business strategies. I love his I love his thought process. I love the way that he analyzes things. Is very good with his words, speaks different than a lot of people, kind of like Patrick Bet-David speaks differently. But those are the guys that I really consume a lot of stuff. And this is crazy, but there's a preacher, his name's Pastor Craig Rochelle. He runs Life Church, is the biggest online live church platform. He has the best leadership training I've ever heard in my life, and he gives it away for free. And he gives away all his resources free, but I listen to it all the time. You ought to check it out. Dude, when you listen to it, like
I've listened to him before.
Yeah, like it's applicable to business, to family, to just everything. I mean, to God. Like it's just overall being a better leader, right? In whatever's important to you. It's so good. But that's the stuff that I try to consume. And then one more, I listen to music. The music I listen to is Rob Bailey. And if you listen to it, he does cuss a lot, okay? But I love his words. I love what he talks about in his music. And it'll make you want to punch a hole in the wall. And I listen to it when I'm working out. But the words are very good. It's almost like an Eric Thomas, right? Mm-hmm. But in music, in a different format. But you would have to listen to it. It's called Rob Bailey, and he's just talking about continually to push yourself. And I love that. So I listen to it in the gym.
Very cool. Last good book you read to recommend to others?
Yeah, I would tell everybody, I say this a million times, it's like I've read a million books, but I go back to one that really changed my life. The biggest impact I've had in a book were really two books. One is a book called Mindset of a Sales Warrior, and it's by Jason Forrest. That was a really good book. Mindset of a Sales Warrior. It was a good mindset book. And then I just love the book of Tim Grover, Relentless. I love it. Tim Grover is going to be here this next week. I've spent a lot of time with listen, that book is just, I love the book Winning. Oh, dude, another book, Never Finished by David Goggins. His newest book. They Can't Hurt Me when he's savage, and then he got comfortable. He made some money. He's not doing the 100-mile races anymore. And he realized he got soft. Okay. He realized that he had been maintaining, right? Which is against everything that he taught. Can't Hurt Me. Mm-hmm. So he wrote a book, Never Finished. And he went back, ran a 100-mile race, didn't finish great, got his ass kicked, ran off track, got embarrassed, but went back and did it and finished. And
100 miles is a lot.
Yeah. But these guys run 100-mile races. They run 200-mile races. They run Death Valley races. No, me neither, man. But I want to tell you that. But Never Finished by David Goggins. Listen to it on Audible. I've listened to it probably 25 times on speed 0.1.5, and I just let it run quick. And there's so much good stuff in there, dude. It will piss you off.
On a plane in the back
yeah. Never Finished, and put it on 1.5. Yeah, when you're listening to it, dude. I'm telling you, dude.
I do all my books speed up. I can't. It's too slow for
me. Yeah.
My
Me too.
brain processes faster.
Yeah. So 1.5, 11 hours is what it'll take you to finish it. I've done it about 20 times.
Wow.
Really good book.
I have very quick questions.
Whatever you got.
Short answers. Best industries for sales now?
I think roofing and solar.
Roofing and solar.
To me right now, personally. And by the way, I love automotive, okay? But I'm just telling you, there's a lot of things that are changing right now. Inventory is really light. Inventory now that it's coming back in.
Online sales.
Yeah. And by the way,
demand is different.
Yeah, it's just if you talked about earning opportunity, level 10 earning opportunities, I would say roofing. Roofing is amazing. If you work for the right roofing company, you can get paid really well to do a good job and help people. And you can do the same thing in solar. And roofing will always be around. I think there's a solar boom going on right now.
True.
And solar's not really regulated yet hard. So I think it's a good place to be.
Got it. Is being a chameleon a good strategy? People criticize you in those articles that, reading people, trying to be their friend and stuff like that. Do you still agree with that, or have you changed?
Yeah. So I'm naturally a little bit more high strung. I have more energy. If I'm talking to somebody who's 70 years old, I'm naturally going to become a chameleon, slow down to them, speak slower, make sure that I have, real eye contact, speak with my mouth a little bit slower so they can understand what I'm saying. If I'm with somebody younger, I'm going to be speaking faster. I'm going to be having more energy. I'm going to be a little more fun. And I'm just telling, and now, by the way, I be a chameleon, but not in a negative way. So if you come in and you got a bad attitude, dude, I'll turn your attitude around and I'll flip you into a good state. Okay, so at that point, I'm going to take over. I'm going to have control. Most people have a bad life at home. They don't have good stuff going on. So I'm going to flip them around and I'm going to make them have a good day by bringing good positive energy and infectiousness to the table. So I'm not like them. I'm different now, but I'm going to bring them to me. But if I meet you and you're a pleasant person and you're super cool, but I notice the way that you handle things is a little bit different, I may come over and meet you kind of where you're at, right? Just to make it comfortable with you. And then if I need to increase the state at certain times, then I may go out of my way. But I would be a chameleon to you because that's how you like you. You probably, your friends remind you of you because that's who you like. So I'd probably try to be kind of more like you because, listen, life's always changing. People are always changing. And if you're going to deal with people, they're all going to be different. So you got to learn to master a stranger. So you got to learn how to talk to different people. You know, it's kind of like some people only know how to sell people who are just like them.
I see. Makes
So
sense.
what I'm trying to say is that like, just because you're this way, like however they are, adapt to their style. Your job is to serve them.
Love it. How many cups of coffee you have per day?
I usually have about 3 a day, and I love it. And they're all before about 3 o'clock. But I honestly could have coffee right before I go to bed, and I'll just go right to sleep. Like I work so hard, but I go to the gym. That's really my energy.
What's your favorite exercise at the gym?
I love legs.
Legs.
Yeah, I love legs. And the reason why I love legs is because all guys hate legs.
Oh, I love legs.
I know, but most guys do. I mean, how many times you go to the gym and the leg machine's taken? Not very often.
Well, I do CrossFit, so it's
Yeah.
always there.
Exactly. You're hitting legs in every workout. But if you go to a typical gym, most of the time, the leg sleds,
'Cause you don't
the
see them.
squats, they're not touching.
But I think for your health, I mean, it's the biggest muscles, testosterone level, everything,
Totally. Yes. And I was about to
and
say
lunges
that.
too.
Yeah. Lunges are great. Squats are great. You know, anything at all that hits my lower body makes my whole body feel amazing. My whole body changes. So, but I've always believed this: if you want a life that other people don't have, you got to do what other people aren't doing. When I went in the gym when I was younger, my dad has very small. Everybody has small legs. I've got big calves. I've got big quads. I've got big legs. Not because of genetics, but because I work on them all the time. Because I wanted to be able to, and this is my deal. I wanted to be able to wear short shorts, which people hate. They're like, "Why are you wearing short shorts, man? Those look stupid."
My video guy says when he walks in, why he's wearing underwear?
Hey, I know. Dude, listen to me. But you know what I love? I love this. It's my style. Like that, like I wish people could just realize that like whatever you want to do it. Like, dude, if you like
I love it. My kids, my wife hates it. She's like, those are too tight. I'm like, I love it.
I know.
I'm
And see,
large, but I buy M.
yes, but see, and my wife, she's always like, don't you feel weird? And I tell her, I'm like, no, I actually feel weird if I don't wear them. Now, here's what I'll tell you is this: we're all built differently. We're all built, you know, everybody's different. If everybody would just be them, dude, everybody would have what they wanted. You know what I'm saying? So it's my style and it's weird, but you know what, man? I'm comfortable in it. And honestly, dude, at the end of the day, whatever you like there's a thing, Brad Lee always talks about allodoxophobia, the fear of what other people think about you.
How do you call it?
It's a word, and it's called allodoxophobia. It's a real word. It's a long one. But allodoxophobia, the definition is the fear of what other people think about you. And Brad said the reason why, most simply, why most people never change or never get what they want or never become who they should be is because they're afraid of what other people think about them. Mm-hmm. Somebody will walk by and goes, dude, those shorts look stupid on you. And dude, instead of you going, hey man, I'm good, bud, I love it. Have a blessed day. And rolling on, dude, don't stoop to their level and don't let them don't let them take up space in your head. You just keep doing what you're doing and you'll watch. You'll become something great. And one day they're going to be like, damn, man, I kind of like those shorts, dude. Or they won't. But whatever, you shouldn't care.
You know what I noticed? I have 5 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I make a change, they first mock me, laugh me. It's like, and then later, if you like, I start growing beard like 4 or 5 years ago. They're like, "Hey, what is that?" And then if I shave now, they're like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
They don't accept me not shaved. I start growing my hair. It's the longest it's ever been. They're like, "Oh," like, and now I get compliments because when you were
I was about to say you
yourself-
got gray hair. Yeah.
Thank you. But in 40 years, this is the longest I've ever have. And at first, my kids make fun of me, whatever. Now, they would not accept shortcut from everyone because this is what I want. I wanted man bun. And for years, like, I begged my wife, she's like, really, man bun? I'm like, yeah, I want a man bun. And so 8 months, like, I actually started doing man bun. And now I start getting hate at first. And then I start getting compliments. There's waves.
Yeah,
because
you're
when
always gonna
you're
catch hate.
comfortable,
Yeah.
like that's it. Like accept me. I'm not changing. This is who I am.
Yeah. And I'm not doing it for you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
I
you don't have
care.
to sleep with me.
Exactly.
Right. And we don't hang out. So we're good.
Well, I hope my wife will sleep with
Yeah.
me.
Well, but my point is that she likes it though. She likes you.
Oh,
And your wife's job is to always give you a hard time.
Kids
you know,
too.
Yes.
Biggest trash talkers.
My kids talk more crap on me than anybody, but
See,
that's the way our house runs. We're an entrepreneur home.
it's the best.
Yeah. So like everybody's job is to just not walk on eggshells, not be afraid, not be, you know, I talk about this. My kids are very social, super social. They'll talk to anybody, they'll do anything, and they're all homeschooled. And people were like, well, when you homeschool your kid, aren't you afraid they're not going to be social? I'm like, dude, my kids are so social, it's insane. And we teach them, don't walk around on eggshells, don't be a follower, Be a leader. And by the way, listen to me. If somebody makes fun of my shorts and I go change them, I'm just a follower. Like, that's it. Like, I wish people would just realize it, man. Just go be who you are. And there's such a great life sitting on the other side of, like, stop caring what other people think. And listen, this sounds so crazy, but all my guys in my company, every one of them, all these people that you can come out here, shake their hand and meet, who are incredible, they're amazing, they're changing lives, they're some of the best coaches in the industry that I brought up now. Dude, every one of them didn't believe in themselves when I hired them. Every one of them wanted a great life. Every one of them just said they would do whatever it takes if we could just create this. So we all did it together. We built the buildings together. We did everything together. We run as a team together. And dude, who they've created today, like, people want to be just like them. But 2 or 3 years ago, nobody wanted to be like them. I'm going to tell you, dude, if you're going to become somebody great, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be hell. Like you said, everybody's going to laugh at you, mock you, make fun of you. They're going to tell you you're a fool. Be a fool for what you want, and don't be afraid to change. So going back to the beginning real quick, if somebody's like, I don't like that guy, maybe there's something that you see in me that you don't like about you. Like, maybe you did something and you're not ever going to tell anybody about it, and you're just going to bury it and walk around and you're perfect. I'm going to tell you this. I don't want to be perfect. I don't want people to think I'm perfect. I want people to know I messed up then and I'll mess up again. Not in that way, but I'm going to mess up again. And I want you to know that everybody that you look up to has messed up, and they're going to continue to mess up. And if you don't think they do, they're a liar. And by the way, knowing that everybody is going to mess up, guess what? We're saved by grace. We're cool. Just repent, forgive, move on. And dude, listen, I don't judge other people too. So if you told me that you killed somebody yesterday, I would tell you, dude, listen, I wasn't with you yesterday. I know who you are today. And I know kill is a bad word, but like I'm saying, like, if you did something yesterday and I met you today and I was like, dude, I really like this guy. Dude, I would say, man, if I believe in you and if you're willing to change, then I'm gold. I mean, I don't hold people's past against them, And most people, they're the worst at holding their past against themselves. You know what I mean? Self-sabotage. Yeah.
Relationship with alcohol.
Yeah, I only drink about twice a year. I really don't drink. I don't like to alter my state. I love who I am. I love this energy.
What are the 2 times that you do drink?
Usually when we go to, like, Mexico, I'll go with my wife. We'll hang out on the beach and we'll chill. We're away from everybody and we'll hang out. And I'm just with my good friends. Like, that's it. And we're not driving. We're on the beach. We're chilling. We're right in front of our beach house. We're chilling. And I don't drink in excessive. You know what I mean? Like, I'll have a drink, but I don't want to get drunk. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, that's how I think. I think that you can have a drink and do it right. And I really ain't here to judge anybody, but I'll tell you, anything that alters your state, sometimes you end up doing a lot of stupid shit when you're drinking, because most of the trouble I've got in my life, usually there was something involved when I got in trouble, and that really wasn't who I was.
Love it. Let's finish with this. Give me one more invitation to the conference. What people can expect. Just maybe look at the camera and say, guys, I'll see you like in Orlando. It's December 12th, Orlando. What roofers who will come expect to bring on? And I also would like guys to comment below, especially for those who come to the conference. What would you like to learn from
That'd be great.
Andy? Maybe comment your question, topics. We're probably going to do Q&A at the conference, but if you comment below what would you like to learn from him, that'll be super helpful, I know, for him and for myself.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, definitely comment below. And then most importantly, every day, one of my mentors, Patrick Bet-David, always says, reinvent yourself every day. Reinvent, right? What that means is just to be better than you were the day before. So I would tell you that during this hour, do I have an hour to talk while I'm there? Is that what I get? Okay. During this hour that I'm with you guys, my goal is I want to tell you that a lot of people in life, they don't know how to get it all. Okay. They don't know how to have their kids admire them. Okay. And look up to them and choose them as their hero. They don't know how to go home and have their wife admire them and say, damn, that's my husband, or wow, that's my wife, or bam, that's my partner. God, I'm so proud of you. They don't look in the mirror. They don't love who they are. They don't know how to make the money that they want to earn. They don't know how to get physically fit. They don't know how to be close to God. They don't know how to get it all. I was taught as a young age that if you want to get a grand, great life, you've got to sacrifice stuff. And I'm going to tell you this, you are going to have to sacrifice distractions. But the things that are important to you can be successful in business, you can do it the right way, and you can have it all. Okay. So I could talk about, what one of the ways that I sell or paint pictures, tell stories. I'm really good at talking, articulating my words. I use wordplay very good. I have some unique words that I use when I'm explaining value. I could talk about some things that have allowed me to be really good at advancing the sell forward and providing massive value to my client, how to have great intentions, but more importantly, how to just be the best version of yourself and literally like die with zero regrets. And by the way, I think that right now it's 2023 when we're having this at the end of 2023. So going into 2024, I think we're in the era of the worst leader in the history of time and the worst salesperson in the history of time. Okay, so I would tell you that if there's ever going to be a grand, great year that you're going to get ahead in life and really just, blow it up, I think while everybody's asleep right now, and I think while everybody's resting, I think this will be a great event to just light everybody on fire, give them a lot of tactical good stuff to go into 2024 and start the year right and crush it.
Love it. Great advice. We'll see you guys in Orlando, December 12th. If you want to meet Andy in person, see you there. And thank you so much for opening up and
Appreciate you, brother.
being authentic today.
That was good. It's the best podcast yet.
Awesome. Comment below, guys, what you think. I'll see you in the next one.